Nick Tandy, what a move. Truex on the outside, contact made. 56 slides in at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
So the Mazda Shootout is a competition that Mazda Motorsports puts together to find best up-and-coming road racers in America and give them an opportunity to further their careers. iRacing's involvement allows sim racers, presumably with not a lot of real-world seat time, the same opportunity. This year, iRacers who compete in the Season 3 iRacing Mazda Cup will have the opportunity to go to the shootout this fall. Last year was the first year that iRacing was involved, and we sent 2 iRacers to the shootout. Evan and Steven, they did great on track. They were really fast in the car and represented sim racers and iRacers very well. The way that iRacers will qualify is that the top 10 in finishing points will be invited to submit an application to iRacing. We'll review that with a panel here, and we'll pick 2 finalists who will then automatically go right onto the shootout. So this is a really great opportunity for any racer, and especially a sim racer. The winner of the shootout this fall wins a fully paid scholarship from Mazda to compete in the 2016 Battery Tender Mazda MX-5 Cup. It's a really great prize, really great opportunity if you want to have a road racing career.
Round 6, good evening viewers. Round 6 action here. We're at the Sebring circuit just outside of Florida in the United States of America. 2 weeks in a row we're in the US of A. We've got some action here in the Demonov Innovations official V8 Supercar Racing circuit. Thanks to RaceSpotTV. No Sam Compton tonight with me in the commentary booth. We have Marty Carroll, the race manager of STC Motorsports. Marty, great to have you here in the commentary booth. Welcome to you. Looking forward to an exciting race tonight.
Yeah, welcome Brent and Hugo. Yeah, definitely a little bit strange jumping out of the car and hanging the helmet up for the night, but happy to fill in for Sam and yeah, let's see if Ethan can continue his great start to the season here.
Yeah, well, Ethan's been very strong, the dominant driver throughout really, but it was an extremely close race last week at the Circuit of the Americas track. We had Madison down winning that race for the TTR team. Just under 4/10 of a second in front of Ethan Griggault. So Ethan really did show his class last week, and a fantastic drive by both Madison and by Ethan Griggault. And Ethan Griggault is the series leader on 1,344 points. He's quite a handy lead in front of the second place car, the Evolution Racing Australia driver of Ian Ford, on the 1,078 points, so a substantial lead there at the moment. And Mr. McMullen in third place, 30 points off. Benny Smith, good to see him up there in third place, and Marcelo Rivera will round out the top 5 in the standings on 939 points. But this track here, it's very interesting with the mix of the concrete and the asphalt. We've got 6 kilometre track here, of which 4.9 kilometres is asphalt, 1.1 kilometre is concrete. You're a bit of a guru with the setups there, Marty. What kind of difference does that make to the car?
Definitely with the change of surface and being an old airfield, it's quite flat, the surface, so there's not a lot of undulation within the circuit itself, so it's all about generating the mechanical grip within the car setup. So it is a little bit tricky, and the weather today is clear skies, which generally makes it a little bit slippery. 24 ambient, 39 track degree. The wind is not very much, so it's going to be a little slippery out there for the guys, but hopefully the STC cars out there will be able to keep it together. But it's all about applying the throttle gently, limiting the wheel spin, because once you start overheating these tyres, they take quite a bit to get back.
Well, you're independent in the commentary box, Mr. Carroll, so that would be it for you, young man. But I'm glad you actually said that it is to be an airstrip, because just a bit of history for you history buffs out there, that the old Memphis Belle, the B-17 bomber, back years ago actually landed here when it was on a promotional tour to collect bonds for World War II. So it's got a famous heritage in that regard. So yeah, the old B-17s used to train here years and years ago. But yeah, it's a unusual circuit. It is. It's pretty much dead flat. Some tricky corners, some overtaking opportunities, certainly into turn one, that long winding turn one there, and also we're into Cunningham, which is turn 10, sorry, and turn 7, the hairpin down there as well, and also that turn 17, that really wide open last turn there. You can easily fit 3, maybe 4 cars there, and there's so many different braking points and lines that you can hold there. But interesting track all around. I think the V8 seemed to go all right here.
Yeah, it's always induced some pretty exciting racing, but it can become line of stern a little bit, as where tyre management is crucial. It will be a pit stop today. Boys will be looking to take 25 to 30 litres to get them home, so it'll be interesting with a little bit of strategy involved today. So looking forward to a good, exciting race.
Yeah, the cars are restricted this week, 80.6 litres to start with on board. So yeah, they'll probably need, like you said, between 25 and 30 litres of fuel. Pit window, anything about lap 7, I'm thinking should be open. And yeah, like I said, they're not going to make it on fuel. Don't even try and fuel save. And tyres do seem to hang in there pretty well, so I don't think tyres will be that much of an issue. So we've got just the 3...
Tyres, if you definitely get the picture right.
So we've got the 3 minutes of qualifying to go at the moment. Provisional pole at the moment. Ian Ford in the Demonov Innovations car with a 202.870. Get that right in a second. And just the 3 100ths behind him, our series leader Ethan Grigalt. Bo Cubis, he's starting to get the claws out. He's improving every week. We talk about him. I don't think he raced last week. Pretty sure he didn't. But yeah, Cubis in 3rd, Cracknell in 4th. Rivera has rounded out that top 5. So 3 of the STC cars in the top 5 at the moment. We still have 2.5 minutes to go. So
yeah, definitely Ian Ford out there. He's quick this week. It's good to see Marcelo. You got Sam Sutton and Aaron Hamilton too, and Benjamin Smith. They're quite capable of putting down the time. So Corey Preston also sitting there in the top 10. They got enough time to get a hot lap in still to go. So we'll see what happens here at the end of qualifying.
Yeah, well, Smith did a great job in the early race tonight, 6:15 race, qualifying 2nd on the grid in front of his teammate Ian Ford. And as we talk about Ian Ford, he's just been dropped down to 2nd place on the grid now. Greg Galt has taken that provisional pole position at the moment, just breaking into the 202.7 to 799. So Ford just about to start what will be his last lap now. And he's actually made an improvement there already. So again, takes over that provisional pole with a 6.65. He might have a bit of an issue here. He's got Ben Smith in front of him. Not sure how that's going to work if he gets held up behind Smith. Didn't see Smith actually made an improvement there as well. We've got Corey Preston into a pretty heavy spin. That's his qualifying over. So Smith has got himself up to 4th. Cracknell dropping to 5th. Just trying to keep our eye on our series leader, Ethan Greg Galt. Just trying to find, yeah, he's quite a bit of wheel spin there on the exit there of what was that, of the Collier curve at turn 12 as he goes into Tower Turn and coming up to Bishop's Bend here, which is turn 14. Fast part of the track here. This is where the track gets really technical here as we go to Genderby in turn at 15, and just it's so much tighter here than what it looks. It looks like one of these turns where you can take pretty fast, but you've really got to back down. And as he goes around Le Mans curve, turn 16, long straight on the Ullman straight. It'll be interesting to see what kind of improvement Ethan Greg Galt can do on his 202.799.
Well, he picked pole position in the Americas race on Saturday in the closing seconds, so see if he can do it again here.
Yeah, he was quite dominant in the America's race on Saturday. I think a convincing pole position. He's driving at the moment. He's in such good form as he comes up across the line. No improvement there, so he won't get the job done there for pole at the moment. I've always said, though, I've always firmly believed that his... well, hang on, has he got time for one more, perhaps? No, he hasn't.
Yes,
no,
unfortunately he's just run off anyway, so he did cross the line just in time. But
so Ford here...
So.
Ford here doesn't need to make an improvement. I'm just trying to find Bo Cubist, who's wearing the number 1 plate tonight. Now, has not had the time to put an extra lap in. Just had Sammy Compton dropping in and out there for a while, so he obviously might have come back to us, Marty. As Ford crosses the line on his last lap, doesn't need to make an improvement. There isn't an improvement. I think how many other cars here might be on a quick lap. Smith, no. Mario Vlasic, after the dramas he had last week. And David A. Moore, he's done a good job, Dave Moore, since moving to SSA. He's really shown a lot of potential there. Dave Moore has also didn't make an improvement, but Mario Vlasic did. Greg Sharp, a slight improvement there, actually. Got himself up into 20th place, and I would think that is the end of qualifying. Just got to check with Sammy Sutton whether he's got a lap going. Actually, yes, on the exit here. 3.511, an improvement, a great improvement. So well picked up there. A 2:03.116. So getting himself to 4th place. And Sammy's shown some pretty good pace of late. Again, another driver who seems to be in a fair bit of form. So and showed good pace on Saturday in the America's race, picking up a podium position there. So well done to Sam Sutton there with that improvement. So as our grid for round 6 of the official V8 Supercar Racing, brought to you by RaceSpotTV. As I said, Brett O'Brien and Marty Carroll in the booth with you. We're going to have Sammy Compton, hopefully, with his pit reports. That's where we'll shove you, Sammy, for being late. So our grid position for the night, Ian Ford in the Demonov Innovations ERA car, 202.665 in front of our series leader, 799. So, 13 tenths of a second there. So these are the guys who are leading our championship. Bo Cubis, we talked about before, 979. Sammy Sutton, that improvement there. Marcelo Rivera and Ben Smith in 5th and 6th. And the last time we saw Rivera out-qualify Smith ended up on his roof before the first corner and at Alton Park. So hopefully there won't be any repeat of that. Mick Cracknell got dropped down into 7th. Seemed to struggle a little bit in the earlier race day. James McKnight 8th, so teammates there. Corey Preston didn't get a chance to improve late due to that crash. And Dave Moore did that improvement as we talked about, a 784. So, as I said about Dave's really done a good job since he's been in that team. Mick Healy, TTR in 11th. Aaron Hamilton, welcome back to the series for him after a bit of a layoff in 12th. Todd Parks, Matty Stratford, Jason Quire for SDC. Will Dodd, first time I think he's been in the top split. Jack Boyd, who did a great job at Phillip Island. James Keane did a good job last week at Coda. Baxter Sharp, Dean O'Brien, Mario Blasic, Eaton, and Jeremiah Morton. So it's the first time also for that team as well, the SIT Motorsports team entering into the top split. 24 cars, should be a great race.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it here. The start is going to be very critical. If he can get the jump on Ian there, we know he can check out and do that. So it's very crucial for Ian to limit the wheel spin on the start and get out in front.
Revs building. Lights are away. A great start by Ian Ford. Very quick off the line also from 5th position on the grid. Marcelo Rivera has had an awesome start. He might actually get inside both of the SDC cars as they enter turn 1. This long left. Sammy Sutton's dropped back a little bit, not quite so much wheel spin on the exit there, but Ian Ford leads the way. Bo Cubis is now into 2nd in front of Ethan Grigol. Ben Smith into 4th. Doesn't look like there's any dramas. Marcelo Rivera, after a great start, just dropped back a few spots, back into 5th. Doesn't look like any drama at all, so a clean start it would appear, which is great to see. That's what we're after. But straight away, Bo Cubis has got himself in front of the teammate Ethan Grigalt. Not sure if there's going to be any team orders at this early stage. I would severely doubt it. And Ian Ford has got himself away. Ben Smith already looking racy there in 4th position.
Oh, definitely great start by the pack too. There was not much contact down the back there. Everyone seemed to get away quite smoothly. Looked like James McKnight and Aaron Hamilton lost a few spots there on the start. Other than that, we do have someone coming across. Oh! Huge
Matty
accident.
Stratford has just gone straight through there, and that's going to end the day of Greg Sharp, I think. Is it Sharp or no? Aaron Hamilton. Aaron Hamilton
has
and
been
Cracknell absolutely slaughtered. Mick Cracknell as well. What's actually happened there? I'm going to try and catch up with that. There's a car on the grass there.
Yeah, very similar to an incident Michael Fulcher had here last season, the last time we were here. It looked like Stratford got a little bump from behind, pushed onto the grass, and once you get onto the grass, these big heavy tanks on the slicks are very hard to pull up, and unfortunately the Hamilton and Cracknell were just innocent bystanders there.
Yeah, I'm not going to entirely blame Mick Healy here either, though, because I've got a feeling, just want to check this to be sure, I think someone's got into the back of Mick Healy here. I'm pretty sure they have, in fact. Yeah, I think Matty Stratford's got into the back. He has, yeah. So Matty Stratford's got into the back of Healy, who then just, comes straight across. Healy out of control there and not to be blamed in any way. And innocent parties being Cracknell and Hamilton have been absolutely burnt by that. But I would put that down as a racing incident. And Sammy Sutton also suffered quite badly at the start line, and he's battling with Corey Preston at the moment. And this is a battle for 7th, 6th, 7th and 8th as well, has joined in with James McKnight, who, as you said, dropped a couple of spots there on the grid. But the racing's certainly tight up there, but also the top 5 is certainly tightened up as well. Ian Ford certainly hasn't driven away. Oh, there's some drama here with Corey, well, allegedly maybe blocking Sammy. Doesn't sound happy over the team radio. And we'll just keep an eye on this battle here with the Preston car, the car 16 with Sammy Sutton and James McKnight. So, good little battle here. I would say that Sutton, we've seen the pace that he's got. He's going to try and go around the outside here. That will give him the inside line for this next turn here at Tower Turn, turn 13. So, getting a good job done there. And what that's done is probably made Corey a bit vulnerable here for James McKnight, who showed some excellent pace in the early races. Mid to late race pace was extremely strong, picking himself up at 3rd place there in front of Marcelo Rivera, who didn't put enough fuel in, unfortunately, for him.
No, unfortunately, James had some pretty limited track time this week, so he'd just be freshly dialed in for tonight. So, and looking forward for a solid result. He's looking to make a move down the back straight here on Corey. We'll just backs out of it at the last moment. Looks like he might be able to get the inside line.
Yeah, he will get there, but whether Corey gets the drive out of this turn, it looks like he probably will. Mick Cracknell has left us, unfortunately, from that incident. So the first of our retirees, Mick Cracknell, he's gone. We've got Mick Healy still in the pits from that damage. I'm not sure if Aaron Hamilton was able to not have a problem either. I'm also just looking up the front here, and Ethan Grigalt has actually made a mistake, so he's actually dropped behind Ben Smith here. I just saw the tail of that where Grigalt was in the grass. I might just catch a replay of that, have a look to see what's happened. No, Ethan's done that by himself. It actually got through Bo Cubis and then kicked out. Geez, he's lucky to save that. And then he's kicked out. Very, very lucky to save that. And then he's actually just kicked out off the track a little bit, too much wheel spin, and that just shot him across to the left. Very lucky to keep that out the wall. But I didn't see where he passed Cubis, whether there was team orders there, don't know. But that's got him behind Ben Smith. I would imagine Smith's not going to make life too easy here for Grigalt. We're at the halfway stage of lap 3, so still a long, long way to go.
Yeah, well, Ethan actually made the pass into turn 1. Got the line out of the final turn. And just obviously just spun it up just ever so slightly on the exit of turn 1 there. But great save. And,
yeah, it was a
fight
great.
to live another day.
And we've got some issues with David Moore as well. Unfortunately, we've talked himself up fairly highly. The car 14 for this Synergy Sim Racing team. He's new to the team. Just dropped off a little bit here. He's now just in front of Aaron Hamilton, who's gone a lap down. Has he? I'm not sure about that. No, he hasn't. So no, David's actually mistake has actually put him back to the field in between Greg Sharp and Aaron Hamilton. So didn't see what happened there, but Moore's obviously had some issues. So Sammy, welcome to the broadcast. You mate, penalty for you for being late. You shoved in pit lane tonight, but mate, Dave Moore looks like he outbraked himself a little bit there.
Yeah, hey boys, hey Brenton, sorry for being late, but better late than never. Yeah, just looked at the replay, tried to make a dive on Jason Queer there and just looked like he locked a brake and yeah, couldn't get it pulled up. So I think Jason would have had a fair bit of damage from that as well, and yeah, it might have ruined his race.
Yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, there's Jason's car there. It doesn't look that bad at the moment. Just having a look at the rear of the SDC car now. Slight damage, certainly doesn't come across that bad. We'll go back up to that battle for third place though, with Ethan Greg Galt, who's got through Ben Smith. So what's Greg Galt now behind our leader? 2.7 seconds across the strike last lap at the end of lap 3. Got himself clear of the ERA Commodore of Ben Smith. Don't forget though, this is a bit of a tactical race as well when the cars need to come in and pit. And actually looks like behind them, Marcelo Rivera just looks like he's got the pace of Smith at the moment. So whether these guys swap positions, don't know. But up the front there, Ford's last lap of 203.8. That's not scintillatingly quick by any means. 204.2. So certainly the weather is playing its part here. The cars do seem to be struggling with grip a lot more. It's the temperature again, as we were talking about. It's 39 degrees. It's warm, but certainly not blistering hot. But yeah, it's lap times are struggling a little bit.
Yeah, the clear skies definitely make it slippery. Even though the track temperature isn't excessive, still at 39 degrees, it is quite warm. But it'd be a nice day outside at 26 ambient. But yeah, just with the clear skies, it definitely takes away a lot of the track grip. So, you know, the guys that are smooth on their throttle application and look after their tyres will bode well later in their stints. Yeah,
well, with the weather like this, and it looks like there are some cars struggling with the Commodore, or sorry, with the V8 Supercars. In car, you can make those changes. You can make the changes to the roll bar. You can make the change to the brake bias. But also for your pit stops, you can also change what you want your tyre pressures to be upon being in the pit. So what type of thing would they be looking for, Marty, with the clear skies? Do you put your temperatures up? Sorry, their pressures up, or are they going to put their pressures down? What type of thing would they be looking at doing if they need to?
Well, for the guys that have started with their pressure too low, they may have already spiked their tyre temperature, so they may look to come in early and then put a little bit of extra starting kPa in their tyre pressures, so that way it takes the tyre a little bit longer to come in, but you're generally going to get a longer wear out of the tyre, so it's going to last longer for the longer stint. For the guys that have hit it on the head early, they might stay out a bit longer, and then they might look to drop it down a click for the sprint home at the end.
And we've got a good battle back here from 12th all the way through to 18th, or no, sorry, 17th, so a great battle here. James Keane, just like he did last week, has put in a good effort, came 11th last week, 12th tonight. Dean O'Brien for SSR, or One Performance Motorsports, when he drives the Star Mazda series, is got himself to 11th. And Jason Quire, who we talked about earlier with the drama that possibly had with possibly back-end damage, which doesn't seem to be there on my screen anymore. But so a good little battle here, but Quire's laps are down, a 206.7 last lap. Actually, it's quite a steady race pace for him. Oh no, it's not. Actually, it's a significant drop. So he could become a bit of a mobile chicane, but he's going to hold out, I would imagine, until pit stops. The pit window certainly wouldn't be open yet. So with the benefit of having Sammy Compton on board here, we'll be able to get all the pit information from Sam, so no doubt Sam, we're looking forward to that. But yeah, this is a great battle here. But Dean O'Brien's just put a good lap in, a 2:05.2. So yeah, a bit of sudden race pace. And Jeremiah Morton as well. Haven't spoken about him. Welcome to the series, the LRT Motorsports. I think the team principal there is doing a really good job, up into 14th place, if you don't mind, from 24th on the grid. So a fantastic effort there by Jeremiah.
Yeah, definitely. They're in a tight little battle there with James Keane, Dean O'Brien. It's good to see him at racing. Obviously, Will Dodd has been showing some reasonable pace as well. Jack Boyd, who I had the pleasure of racing behind there at Phillip Island a few weeks ago, has been in some good form, and as well as Dave Baxter as well. So, intense little group here for the minor places, and they're all sort of keeping their nose clean and having a good old battle out there.
Yeah, they are, and with the lap 6 now, pit window opening soon, there's going to be possibility, I would think, of one of these or more of these cars thinking about diving in the pits early. We just got a passing move there. I think Jack Boyd has just made a passing move there. He has on Jeremiah, so a good move there.
Yeah, definitely. The pit window opens at the end of this lap, actually. You can make it home from here. If you're not such a lead foot, but generally end of lap 7 to lap 8 is when the window is coming open. So I know a few of the SDC boys will be looking to come in early, get that pit stop out of the way, and then knuckle down and drive it out to the end. Yeah,
well, yeah. For example, now someone like Bo Cubis, who by coincidence is actually just pitting now. Not sure whether he could be holding Ethan Griggold up, but certainly Ethan was gaining time on him. So Cubis, the first of our cars to pit now at the end of lap 6, so be interested to see where he comes out, if there's any traffic at all. That's going to be the key here. We've also got Dean O'Brien. Is he? No, he's not. So, but O'Brien with a good run here down the straight, but just keeping our eye on Bo Cubis. Comes into a stop now. They'll take anything between 25 and 30 litres, new tyres obviously, and Cubis wasn't that far behind Ian Ford, probably just about 2.2 seconds I think it was previously. So you know, a chance here to possibly get an undercut on Ian Ford, and this really puts Ian Ford under a bit of pressure now. Certainly a clear track for Cubis on exit here, and the cars up in front of him are well up. David Moore will be the first car that Cubis sees, but he's fair way down the track at the moment. But yeah, so probably not a bad strategy there by SDC Motorsports, and certainly will put a bit of pressure on to Ian Ford, our race leader. And Dean O'Brien and Jason Quire still going hard at it at turn 7, that hairpin there. Quire defending very aptly here and keeping that chasing pack. O'Brien, Keane, Dodd, Boyd, Baxter. Morton struggling a little bit now, and Blasic with our recovering Aaron Hamilton and Greg Sharp behind him. So, and again, just talked about Jason Quire doing a good job, and he's just lost it sideways there, just lost all the rear grip there. That's at Tower Turn in turn 13, I think it was. Sorry, no, Cunningham, turn 10. So he's finally cracked. And
yeah,
that's really... You go, Sammy, please.
just on the boat, just on the Bo Cubis pit there, I've overheard him saying he was struggling with his tyres a little bit. So he was coming in early to make some pressure adjustments for a longer run home. That's why Bo pitted down.
Yeah, well, we just talked about it. Have a look at this group here. And Will Dodd's got in on the action as well. So, big crash. I'm trying to think where that's all started, but James Keane is the unlucky recipient of being turned around there. Oh, gee whiz, tight that. Not sure whether that's a racing incident, whether Jason's driven the side of him, but yeah, certainly tight there. We'll keep our heads off that. We'll just have a look at the replay here again, and as they enter here, and I'll let you guys call it as you see it, but we're here at turn 16, Le Mans curve.
Oh, I think JQ's just pushed out a little bit wide, and also it looks like James might have just come in a little bit, and it's just caused that drama. JQ just couldn't get off him there and just turned him around, unfortunately.
Yeah, and as a result, he's pitted, but so is Aaron Hamilton. Dave Moore's pitted as well. Greg Sharp's pitted and Dean O'Brien's pitted, so yeah, fair bit of action there. Pitted, also our leader has pitted. Ian Ford's pitted, probably not the worst idea in the world. He's just still got Bo Cubis behind, so yeah, a good time for Ian to pit there for sure for the ERA car there, but Bo's certainly made significant ground on that one lap. Let's see how these tyres hang on here, because I'm certain that this is earlier than what they want to pit. And Dean O'Brien's come to a complete stop as well. Have to have a look to see what's happened there, if anything's happened at all. I'm not sure it has. So Dean O'Brien has just exited the pits and parked it. So might have a real life issue that we don't know about, but I would dare say that at the moment Dean O'Brien's job's done. No, he's back underway again, so not sure what happened there, but certainly very, very costly.
Yeah, well, it's all happening everywhere we look, boys, so pretty hard to call this one at the moment.
Well, what we need to look at here is the times of Ian Ford and Bo Cubis. Bo Cubis is interested to see his first full flying lap after the pit stops, but they've got a huge gaggle of cars in front of them. This is what we're talking about. This is a battle of Eaton, Morton, Boyd. Well, that goes Morton now. He's just been probably tapped out a little bit by Boyd, but there's no blue flags for these guys to fly here. So, and Morton pits now, so that's one less car to worry about. We've got Todd Parks in the pit. I think we've also got Marcelo Rivera in the pit as well. So Rivera away now. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Ford gets held up in any way, and Cubis get held up in any way by that pack in front. Can't help but think that this could be a significant change in the race in front of us.
Yeah, well, Bo's just his first flying lap. He was at 2:03.2. That's his best lap of the race, so he's definitely picked up a bit of time. And just looking at the lap before, he was about 8/10 quicker on the pit stop with the coming in and coming out of the pit stop lap.
Yeah, well, that's in comparison with Ethan Grigolt's 2:03.8, so a gain there for Bo Cubis for sure, so be interested there. That's okay. Marty's having some lag problems, which I gathered with the difference in talking. So, Marty, you're sacked. You're going down to the pits. We've got a bit of an interchange bench here. So, but Ethan Grigolt, a 2:03.8 last lap for him. Be interested to see what goes there. Ben Smith, a 2:04.6 dropping off. Sammy Sutton, 2:04 flat, doing a good job with James McKnight. But like I said, my worry here is for these lead cars of Ford have got a gaggle of cars who don't have to give way in front of them.
No, well, normally you know who's leading the race and who's faster, and you can see him coming and let him go. But like you said, they're not obliged to at all. So yeah, it will be interesting to see who will be the best to get through the traffic.
Yeah, well, right now Ethan Grigolt's actually just pitting, so this might not play into the hands of Sammy Sutton pitting as well. So it might not play into the hands of Ethan Grigolt as much as we thought. I was actually very, very surprised that Ethan is pitting, because I would imagine that Ford and Cubis's times are start pummeling down. But it'll be interesting to see where these guys come out as this big pack of cars go rolling through. Ethan still stationary. So Ford certainly through, Cubis certainly through.
Yep.
Ian's past the first car. Jamie Eaton certainly didn't make life too hard there. Sammy Sutton's come out of the pits, but Marcelo Rivera's still got his nose in front of him. So bit of work here. You know, if Ben Smith stays out, he was a fair bit behind, but there's a potential here for Ben Smith, who is now our race leader, to make some times as who's that? Jamie Eaton letting Bo Cubis through as well. So yeah, good racing by Jamie Eaton, Redback Racing Team. He's been in the game long enough. He knows who's quicker, and you know, it's not going to help his race at all by holding these faster guys up. So good job by Jamie Eaton.
Yeah, great job there. He could see the boys coming, and he's not going to get in the way. He's an experienced sim racer, that's for sure.
So very interested here. This is make or break time really. Lap 10, still of 24. So, but yeah, like you said before, Sammy, who can make the most of getting through this traffic? Cubis is on the older tyres, but yeah, give or take just the one lap. And again, with Ian Ford, he's only got the one lap older tyres than Ethan Grigalt, but Ethan's having to do all this work again. He's passed Bo before, now he's got him in front again, but Bo's pace certainly seems to have improved since that pit stop and that adjustment to those tyres.
Definitely has, but these guys have left themselves a pretty long stint too, so it could come down to what setup's going to hold out the best for maybe that last 5 laps.
Yeah, you're right, and Ian Ford's got a good run here on, who's that there, Jack Boyd, so he'll get that job done there. Not sure Jack whether actually, Jack actually led him through there. I thought he actually was going fairly defensive there, so Ian had to earn that. Whether Jack's going to now let the SDC Motorsports cars through. We've got another pit stop happening at Jason Quire, so yeah, Jack's moved out of the way for the 2 SDC cars, has he? I think he has. Well, maybe not for... Yeah, no, he's dead.
Sneak through. And I'm just hearing a few little chatters. There could be some team orders coming through later in this race, so that could be interesting.
So are you suggesting that Bo is going to be asked to move over for Ethan Grigalt?
I'm not suggesting anything, Brenton.
Well, so that's the only team order I can think of.
No, we'll just
mate,
wait and see.
To me, it's a common sense call. You've got the series leader here in 3rd place, and well,
there's the
gee
move
whiz,
right there.
right on cue. Bo Cubis moves over for Ethan Grigalt. Who would have thought? So yeah, that was reasonably predictable, but it's predictable because it's the right thing to do, and hopefully Bo didn't have too many problems doing that. He hasn't raced much of the series. So also just a little bit up in front, Dave Baxter's had a bit of an issue. This is all slowing down Ford and Cubis and Ethan Grigalt. So, and there's a Blasic in this as well. So is that Will Dodd? Sorry. So Baxter, Will Dodd made that mistake. Blasic has got a bit of a car's got a bit of damage here. And tell you what, if you're Benny Smith right now, what are these guys? 27.3 back to Smith. These guys are going to have a shocking lap time here. Now Ethan Grigalt's all over the back of Ian Ford, just like that.
Beautiful. And just going back to that, the out lap, the in and out of the pit stops. Ethan's picked up nearly 1.5 seconds on that in and out lap. So that was definitely, he had a very good pit stop there.
Yeah, he did. He's got a great run of Ian Ford here, but there's also Mario Vlasic is going to be amongst all this, but. Well, these guys here haven't made life easy, but they don't have to. There's no blue flags flying. So the race here for, as we've got the pit stops now of Baxter and Vlasic have happened. We've also got Boyd in the pits as well. So the top 3, last lap here of a 204.979. That's compared to Ethan Griggs' 203.6, so a 1.3 second drop there, so Ian Ford really got burnt by that traffic, and right now he's got Will Dodd in front of them for the multi-21 car there, so you can be a bit wary there. And
you can also see this is pulling Bo Cubis up back to this pack as well. And now while we're talking about team orders, we've got Martin Carroll back. Got anything to say about those team orders there, Marty?
No team orders. The boys race at their own accord, and Bo's, like you said, he's an experienced racer, and he knows where Ethan is in position in the championship. So he would have taken that on his own accord to just let him pass when he got to him. So he'll act as a rear gunner for him, and boys free to race. All up to them.
Yeah, and Rivera with a 204.6 hasn't had any problem with traffic as well. So a decent gain there. But I'm trying to look at the lap times here of Ben Smith in the meantime. 4.3, nah, it's not spectacular. But what's he got on these guys? 28 seconds now on the Ford Ethan Grigalt battle. So I'm not sure how long they're going to need for a pit stop. But Ben Smith with a clear track in front, lap 12. I would imagine this is a good time to pit. What's he done there? A 4.1. Can't see him needing to come into pit just yet. And even James McKnight behind him, 4.6, just off the pace there a little bit as Corey Preston comes in from 3rd place in the grid. So this battle still heating up with our championship leader and championship 2nd place, Ford and Grigalt.
Yeah, I also heard James McKnight saying he was going to try and have a bit of a later pit stop this race. Not sure what his thinking is there, but that's what he's going for. But like you said, they're a little bit off the coat. Well, Ian Ford 204.3. Ethan has a little bit of a look here in turn 1. It's all over the back of him.
Yeah,
they're both in too bad out front.
There's so many variations into that turn 1 in there, but like you said, Ethan all over the back of Ian Ford. We've been in this position, I think, almost every single race except for Zolder, where Ford had disconnection problems, but I think Ford would have at some stage led every race, and at some stage Ethan has had to pass him just the one race, except for last week at Circuit of the Americas. But this is a familiar position right now, and Ethan and Ian, great respect for each other. Generally, I don't think I've ever seen them tap each other, but if they do, you're going to have Bo Cubis just waiting to pounce.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep my eye in here on Benjamin Smith and James McKnight and let you know when they come into the pits. I'll keep an eye on their lap times. The last lap by Ben Smith 204.1, so he's absolutely flying. So I would not be pitting while you're still running great lap times like that.
We did speak earlier about tyre pressures, and if you nailed it on the head at the start, then you can have that reverse pit stop strategy. As Bo had to come in early because he needed to make that adjustment. So yeah, I think if Benny and James can put their head down out front, it'll actually may leapfrog them into that 4th and 5th position.
Yeah, well, Marcelo Rivera pitted early as well, but we've got a good little battle here as well with the Greg Sharp car up in the 15th, Dave Baxter recovering in the Redback Racing car, and Dodd and Vlasic behind them. So with Vlasic, they expect probably a little bit of fireworks, but he's just got so much damage, so he just seems to be dropping off a little bit. He just has pitted for new tyres, so expect him to be fairly quick there. And even behind them, we've got Eaton, Boyd and Morton fairly close as well, with James Keane, who got tangled up with Jason Cryer a few laps ago now, but James has pitted and down to 20th. Dave Moore's had an unusual race for him. I would imagine his damage is probably more substantial than what we think down in 21st. But Ben Smith, with the last lap of a 4.9, is off the pace for him. You'd have to be thinking whether it was in traffic or not, or whether a mistake was made, don't know. Greg Galt's passed forward. So missed that, but I'd imagine if I look back, I'll find where Ethan's actually been able to pass. Probably into the last turn, it looks like. Yeah, so Ethan was able to get a really good draft on Ford from the Le Mans bends there, and just able to outdrag him down that main straight into the last turn to turn 17, so a position change now.
Now here we go, boys. We're going to have James McKnight coming into the pit this lap by, so I'm not sure about Ben, but we'll see where James comes out.
Well, it'll give us a very good read, because James was just about the 2 seconds off the pace, off of Ben Smith. So but these guys are going to come out, they're going to be racing hot, because the other cars have already been in the pits for anything up to 8, out of the pits already for up to 8 laps already. So we'll be interested there, but this is where Ian Ford's going to really need to stick with Ethan Greg Gold. Ethan just seems to have such
Benjamin Smith,
good
James McKnight into pits. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, if McKnight comes out within a couple of seconds of these leaders, my money's on James.
Well, I'll take your money, no doubt there at all. Thanks for that. put a figure on it and put it in the bank, because McKnight just coming to a stop now. Ben Smith has already stopped, and did someone say $50?
I said if he comes out within a few seconds, and it doesn't look like they're going to. They're going to hit him fair way behind.
A few seconds is anything less than a minute. So let's just see if they come out less than a minute behind. I'm thinking that they will. So yeah, $50 to put into the ERA fund. Thank you very much. We'll take that.
I'd rather give it to a charity than you, buddy.
It is, believe me, at the moment, my friend, it is a charity.
So let's just try and work this out, where they've come out.
Well, I'm also looking at the time of...
behind Rivera, and McKnight come out behind Sutton.
But just should be so much faster. I'm just wondering whether they're just that little bit out of touch. I can't see Rivera holding Smith up too long there. Also looking at the lap time last time, Ford's a 4 flat, Greg Galt a 3.5, so that little half a second gain here. Cubis just dropping off that little bit. Certainly he might find himself under attack from Smith. Sammy Sutton's got himself between the James McKnight battle though, which could be fairly significant for McKnight's charge that we expect to come through.
Just hearing Ethan's having a bit of trouble with his setup. He's really loose, so maybe his tyres are starting to wear out a little bit.
Well, it only takes a good slide, or spinning the tyres up a little bit, and then they take a good half a lap before the tyres will come back, to that temperature, that the optimal temperature they need to get that grip. So he's out front pushing hard. I know Ian will be pushing hard behind him. So. And, Bo's right there to still capitalise on them if they make any mistakes. But we got Smith coming up on Marcelo, and you got Sutton and McKnight resuming their battle from earlier on. So they sort of, McKnight and Smith both come back out, in their respective battles from that they left earlier.
Yeah, I can guarantee you there'll be no team wars between Rivera and Smith. These boys will be having a bit of a hoot. These guys just literally live down the road from each other, but Smith's going to have that move there just on the newer tyres. Marcelo didn't make life too hard for him, but yeah, interested now. Smith is a bit wide there, Smithy. So 5.6 seconds is the gap from Rivera back to Cubis. So I'm interested to see if he can make that gain or not. And also the Sutton battle with McKnight there is closed up on these two as well.
Yeah, how long do you think it takes for the tyres to come up to pressure here, Marty? You would have done more laps here than me this week. Once you have your pit stop, how long until you're back into your optimal lap times?
By the last turn. It only takes 2/3 of a lap to get the tyres down. As you can see, McKnight's right on the back of Sutton here now. Smith obviously made the pass on Marcelo, so that'll be interesting to see if McKnight can jump Sutton and Marcelo there and get back in his battle with Smith.
Yeah, as we said, it is significant that Sammy Sutton's got himself between Smith and McKnight, and also with Rivera there. So, Rivera and Sutton pitted way earlier than McKnight, one of our last guys to pit. So, so it also looks like we might have had some drama with Sharp, have we? No, probably with Mario Vlasic, I'm thinking. Let's have a look here. No, with Will Dodd. So, yeah, not a great debut for the Multi-21 car. Just really heavily outbraked himself into turn 7 there, and he kept it on the track though, to be fair. But Sharp's got that move done quite cleanly there in the end. So no dramas there for either of the cars.
Just trying to see what lap time Benjamin Smith does as he crosses the line here on his fresh tyres, 203.8. And James McKnight, what's he?
Yeah, the same time at 203.8. But Bo Cubis is the one. 3.8 for me for Ethan Greg Galt, 203.815. And an 814 for Ian Ford, so the 1/1000th difference. We'll just make a little mistake there on exit. But Bo Cubis, a 4.1. is getting chased down 0.3 of a second now, and McKnight is still stuck behind Sam Sutton. Like I said, no reason for Sammy Sutton or Marcelo Rivera to move over. This is a great little battle we've got here for fourth. Ben Smith, I would think, is going to be fairly comfortable there for the next few laps at least. Rivera in 5th, Sutton 6th, and hard charging McKnight in 7th. So it's a good battle here.
Yeah, and even sitting behind him here, James McKnight's still done his best lap time of the race. So if he could get past, it would be interesting to see how quick James could go right now. Sound like a bit of a fanboy actually, but I'm not. Love you.
Yeah, definitely quickest man on track at the moment. So no, you got every right to. So McKnight and Smith will definitely be the ones to watch over the next few laps. Both running, on the leaders' lap time. So. But it looks like our top 3 have just sort of spread out a little bit now and sort of settled into their groove. And, Ethan, once he gets out in front, he puts the blinkers on and he knuckles down, and so Ian's going to have to do the same here to jump.
Well, Marty, every week the same question comes up and up. We saw a great race in the Premier Series last night throughout at Sonoma. But every week the same question is going to come up, and I'm glad you're finally in the commentary booth. You're the race manager of STC Motorsports. We ask you the questions in the interview every week, and you tend to have to rush the answer. But just have a bit of thought. When does Ethan Grigol think about joining the Premier Series? Does he need to join the Premier Series? And what's his plans for the future in regards to the iRacing community in Australia, where they're going to see him in the V8s?
Well, as most people know, Ethan is also an avid esports player. He's been over in Germany in that playing Battlefield 4 tournaments and stuff. So, but he's actually taken a back seat to that to actually focus on his iRacing and developing his skills, and he's improved that quickly and that well. That sort of once we got the title for him last season, our focus this season is on defending that title and also go for the double with the America Series. So Premier isn't a priority for him at the moment. He will be joining a few of us for the endurance races for the Premier Series, but that'll be it for now. So it'll be 2016 for the Premier for Ethan at this stage, but our main primary focus for him at the moment is to, each and every week, hit the tracks, get him dialed in, because a lot of the tracks he hasn't been to before, and he's only buying them on the Wednesday or Thursday, and so just testament to his talents and how quickly he can learn. He's quite a good pupil to teach. You only ever have to tell him once, and he can go out there and practically apply it to his racing and his racecraft. Is just developing each and every week, and he's a true gamer. He's a true racer. He wants his name at the top of the leaderboard. He wants to improve. He wants to win. So when you've got someone who has that desire, you don't have to push them because they're already pushing themselves, And he loves racing guys like Ian Ford and stuff. And when Madison raced last week, because he gets to compare himself to the rest of the best, So. Like he's out there winning races, but he knows that he's not at that level yet, but he's definitely on his way. So, no, it'll be interesting for the remainder of this season. It's going to be a Ford Grid Gold battle for there, but hopefully some of the other guys at Hampsteads and Fuel Cells, look at the official series come season 4 and look to come back and take it to Ethan. Otherwise, he'll just keep dominating these series. And he doesn't want that. He wants those guys to come over and he wants to compare himself to the best, As where he doesn't want to wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks to do that. He wants to do that week in, week out.
Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't know he was actually into playing Battlefield 4 and all that, so I had absolutely no idea. So, he obviously takes his private time or away from work or school time very intensely. So, but that's why he is where he is, because he does take it so intensely, I guess, and practice hard, and obviously with the help of a great team behind him in STC Motorsports, and he gets that benefit of tuition from people like yourself, and also good setups as well, which it does go a long way. But this battle for 5th, 6th and 7th still hasn't calmed down at all. Ben Smith's probably tailed off a little bit at the front there, but Rivera, Sutton and McKnight still battling away here. And we've got to give a bit of credit to Marcelo Rivera here. These guys and Spencer, these guys didn't race the V8s at all until they started the Monday night series of this season. To be honest with you, they've entered it because of the fact that it's being broadcasted, and Demirov Innovations are a proud sponsor of this broadcast. But Smith and Rivera have got themselves into 4th and 5th in the championship overall. So considering we talk about Ethan Grigol and the fantastic job that he does week in, week out, well, these guys as well just jumped in from the Star Mazdas and the Skip Barbers, where they, let's face it, they do extremely well in those. And to step into these V8s, completely different animals, 650 horsepower, about 1,400 kilo of power trying to go around. But these guys do a great job as well.
Oh, definitely. I remember when Benny Smith first come in across to the V8, and he's just an exceptional talent, but the car is a beast. It take him time, and we're seeing that in the results with him and Marcelo, this season. And the same with Sam Sutton too. we're speaking of guys improving, since he come across with the Daco squad there in season 1, like he's stepped up his game and that as well, and he's definitely put himself in the mix each and every week. You know, so it's good to see these guys coming across and being able to adapt their skills in all the disciplines. Like I raced with Smithy and Marcelo in the open wheel series, and you know, they are freakish talents over there. But yeah, to come across to, you know, driving a car that's 2,000 pounds heavier, and it's definitely a change.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, these guys are keen to get back into the open wheelers, but yeah, they're just doing a great job. I said week in, week out, and yeah, it's these are the type of talent that is coming through the Australian iRacing community. I don't think it's ever been stronger. I really don't. And we have our Madison Downs and Richard Hamstead and Jared Filsell all doing extremely well, but you know, with their commitments, and let's face it, those guys have been doing it for a long time, so they need a break. They deserve a break, so they don't race week in, week out. But you know, their positions are being slowly but surely filled in. Not so much the standard racing, because you know, I think those three are extremely great in what they've done so far, but these guys here are getting better and better every week. Even Bo Cubis is still getting better. Ian Ford's getting better. We talked about Ethan Grigol, so there's so many cars coming now. But we've got a really good battle still going on here. Sammy Sutton's having a real good look at Marcelo Rivera here into turn 17. This is where they can have so many different lines. We've got different exits here as well. We might even jump on board with Sammy Sutton here if we can, and do a lap here around. If you want to lead us on a lap here, Marty, we'll leave you the call.
Yeah, coming into turn 1, he's definitely got a lot of pressure here on with Sutton and McKnight behind him. Yeah, coming in through the little kink, you're getting down to second gear here. You're dancing the throttle on and off, ride the ripple strip. You need good car balance and good change of direction. Gentle on the power here, not to run it wide onto the dirt. Smash it up through the gears. There's a slight negative camber as you come across the hump here through the kink. You got to watch the car doesn't snap oversteer on you. All the way down to second gear, heaviest braking zone on the track. Once again, gentle on the throttle, just short shifted up third, fourth. Once again, feathering the throttle as you're going through these high-speed kinks. Good car balance, good change of direction is required to be quick around here. Another heavy braking zone. You've got to tuck it in. It's funny apex in that corner. You need to get it in tight so you can line it up for the exit. As you swing through the left-handed kink, you need to let the car flow here. You know, not a lot of heavy braking here, but you need to be able to have the car have good point in the front end to get it to dip into the apex. Get down on the power as quickly as you can. Go through the kink here, slight lift of the throttle to get the car to turn through. And it's real flowing, this final sort of part of the track here. Very easy to dance it off the ripple strips and turn the car. But you need that really good flow onto the back straight to generally getting the door on and not run it too wide so you can get the speed down the back straight. As you can see, the ERA car is very well prepared, gets that good drive off the corner. Coming into the final right-hand sweeper here. Third gear, and you just need to, you want to get on the power early, but you got to wait, and then get on it as late as possible, you know, and then get the drive into the main straight. The Sebring International is definitely one of those tricky tracks.
Yeah, great call, Marty. That was lap 21. A good lap there by Sammy Sutton too, behind the Rivera car, 204.2. But the pressure has been on, and we've still got McKnight. I've got to admit, I thought McKnight might have put a lot more pressure on and might have had more opportunity to pass. But that just shows the quality of this field with Sutton and Rivera in front. They're not leaving any doors open at all. So good racing here throughout this field. What's it, 5th, 6th and 7th. Bit of a gap back to 8. Corey Preston is quite a bit off, actually. He's 10 seconds off. So this is certainly the battle of the field. Sutton having a little bit of a look there in turn 7, the hairpin.
I've got a little bit of news for you here, boys. Word has it Ethan could be a little bit short on fuel. And just looking at his lap times, you can see he's slowed it down. He's been in the low 204s the last few laps. Ian Ford is still running high 203s, low 204s. So I don't think Ethan's very short. I know he is definitely fuel saving a little bit, but could come down to the last lap here. Ethan has enough fuel.
Yeah, definitely. Sebring's renowned for people running short on fuel. I've done it a number of times, coughing down the back straight. Yeah, because it's a funny track with the fuel burn. Has a lot of variation within that, you know, and he sort of pushed hard to get past Ian there, and then sort of knuckled down. He just, lap 18, he ran a 2:03.4, you know, so sort of he may be pushing a little bit too hard to where it was not managing his fuel burn. But you know, he's a smart young kid. He'll work out a way how to save the fuel and keep the pace. But yeah, any cough there on that final lap, Ian will be all over him.
Yeah, if he has any trouble, he can call in his Battlefield 4 mates and just have an air drop.
Yeah, well, he's just put in a 2:03.6, so that's certainly not too shabby at all. That's actually just the 14/100ths off of the fastest lap of the race. So I would say that if he has any problems before, those problems are well and truly gone. So,
well, I got that information about 3 laps ago, Brenton, so maybe he's saved that little bit that he had to by now.
Sammy 3 laps ago, mate. There was an election 3 laps ago, mate, so we've missed quite a bit since then.
Hard to get a word in with you boys.
1.9 seconds is the gap now, just a short of 2 seconds. So I would say any fuel saving that he's done, he's parked that idea, or alternatively, he's just trying to tell Ian, hey, look, I'm still the boss here at the moment. I've still got the times available to me. Could be a bit of bluff going on here. He might have to really back it up on that last lap that's coming up. We've got 1.5 laps to go. So about 6Ks. Sorry, about 8Ks.
Still got a good battle going here with McKnight, Sammy Sutton and Marcelo. Bit of a gap between them now, but yeah, Sammy Sutton can't get away from James, that's for sure.
No, and Ben Smith's another one. I thought he might have been able to go harder with Beau in front of him, but I think the correction that Beau made to his car, considering that he was struggling after 7 laps with his tyres, well, these tyres have now done 16 more laps and his times certainly haven't detracted too far away, so whatever adjustment he made certainly has improved that car. But yeah, it doesn't look like Ethan Grigolt's struggling lots now. But that battle, as you said, does continue on, and Sutton has got a really good drive on Marcelo Rivera in front of him now. So there's a door opening here for Sutton, I would think, into turn 17. Marcelo Rivera, slightly defensive, goes back to his line, deep under brakes here. So just watch the drive out here that's available, the ERA car. And there's good effort there by Sutton to stick with that.
Great drive.
So
great skills.
yeah, so last lap board's out now, the white flag is out, and again defensive by Rivera here.
And I did just ask Ethan if he saved what he had to save, and his answer was, I don't know.
So but the race is on here, and Rivera very deep, getting very skittish, and what that's done is let McKnight right into this battle again, dipping into Sutton, and certainly no contact there, but this race certainly hasn't finished. Yeah, he's just lost too much traction. Well, thanks for that $50. That's getting bigger all the time. So, but that battle of 3's turned into a battle of 2. I don't think Ethan's going to have a problem. A 3.8 last lap actually pulled out 6/10 on him, 4-4-4. But yeah, this battle of Rivera and Sutton just continues to go on and on. Like I said, Sammy Sutton's showing some genuinely good form of late in the V8 Supercars.
Been driving amazing, really above his weight. So it's going to be interesting to see what Sammy Sutton can do over the next couple of seasons as well.
And having a real good look, this will be the move here. And that's got it to stick. So, yep, I can't see Rivera fighting back on his tyres, be so much older. So Sammy Sutton's waited till late, but got himself through to that top 5 position. So a really good move there into Tower turn 13 as these guys enter through Le Mans curve for the last time. We go back up to the front where our series leader Ethan Grigolt has worked hard today, got fairly lucky on and off track. That car could have ended up anywhere, but ultimately has got the job done again. So I think that's 4 out of the 6 races now. Ethan Grigolt, winner round 6, the official V8 Supercar Race Series, brought to you by Demonov and RaceSpot. Congratulations to him for SDC Motorsports in Ford in second place. So congratulations again, 3.3 down. And Bo Cubis, as we said, improves every week. We've got Benny Smith in fourth. He'll be wrapped with that. Sammy Sutton fifth, Marcelo Rivera sixth, and McKnight seventh. So those three really did put on a good show. Corey Preston in eighth place. Just he'd be relatively happy with that. Stayed fairly quiet. I'm talking about quiet. Todd Parks from 13th on the grid is going to be able to hold on to 9th. Aaron Hamilton, considering the mess that befell him with Healy and I think it was Stratford and Cracknell on the lap 1 or lap 2, has done a really good job coming through into 10th place, and Jason Quiet as well in 11th. That battle here continued through 12th, 13th and 14th, and it looks like Greg Sharp's going to hold on to that. He'll be wrapped with 12th position. So excellent job. Will Dodd 13th, Mario Vlasic, Baxter and Jake Boyd. Jamie Eaton will be 17th. Jeremiah Morton, LIT, is just going to probably hold off Matty Stratford. Yes, he does. So the 19th car, James Keane, was probably tapped by Quire, I would think. Dave Moore not going to get there, though. It's a good little recovery. So yeah, 21 finishes. Dean O'Brien, Michael Healy and Mick Cracknell, the non-finishers in what was a good race.
Great race, and just to confirm there, Ethan did run out just across the line. So yeah, he saved what he had to save. Great job, great race for Ethan. Great job by Ian Ford again. Good to see Bo Cubis here this week, and yeah, Ben Smith, Sammy Sutton, great result, top 5.
Yeah, it was a good result, and yeah, I know it's a track that doesn't favour Ian Ford, so I'm thinking he's actually going to be pretty happy with second. He came fourth in the Americas race on Saturday, so in what here is a stronger field to come second, I think he'll be happy with that. And I think hopefully Bo Cubis will be happy with that as well. Coming third, I think Bo had a win last night in the whilst the Premium Series on. Bo was chucking in some laps here and had a good win there, but a good result for the SDC Motorsports team, coming first and third, and ERA second, fourth, SSR in 5th place, and yeah, a good race throughout.
Yeah, great job. You must getting a bit sick of finishing second there, Brenton.
Don't know, mate. I'm commentating. I'm not racing, so I haven't come second in any race this season.
Fair enough.
Nothing wrong with a bit of friendly banter in STC and ERA, boys. We've got a lot of respect for each other, but it's not the STC and ERA broadcast here, so like I said, it's a good result for all the drivers again. But yeah, Ethan Grigol, his race pace at the moment is superior, there's no doubt. Oran Park next week is a very tight track. I know some guys absolutely love it, some guys absolutely loathe it. There doesn't seem to be any guys who just say, oh yeah, it's okay. It's one or the other. But yeah, a good result for the teams tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Ian had enough fuel and had to just fuel save a little bit there at the end, because he seemed to drop off a fair bit in those last few laps. So yeah, it'll be good to see the interviews. Maybe we go to a break, do we, Brenton? Or
I would say that Hugo will take us to a break shortly, and hopefully my sore throat a bit of a break. So yeah, no, it's a good effort there by the teams, and we'll be back after this break with some short interviews.
Cars are lined up on the grid. The iRacing.com World Championship Grand Prix Series. We are underway. They all come down into turn 1 for the first time.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back, round 6 here at Sebring International Circuit, just outside of Florida in the US of A. Fantastic race, just had 24 laps of what was a great race, fuel restricted, so pit stops involved, bit of strategy involved. With us in the broadcast here for an interview is Sam Sutton for the Synergy Sim Racing team. Sammy, welcome to the broadcast, 5th tonight, starting 4th on the grid. We were talking during the broadcast that you seem to have struck up a bit of form of late, mate. Tell us a bit about your race.
Yeah, I kind of channeled my inner Daniel Ricciardo on the start and went backwards really quickly. But yeah, had a good battle with Corey, bit of a coming together in turn 2, and then a questionable rejoin by Corey. But other than that, most of the race just up behind Marcelo, great battle. Managed to get him on the last lap in the least likely of places to get a pass done, but it was still good fun.
Yeah, like you said, it was a great race with yourself and Rivera and also James McKnight. But you pitted that little bit later. Do you think that might have caused you possibly a position or two? Your lap times did drop off the lap or two before you pitted. So is that possibly something that you could look into?
I think I just had a lapse in concentration before the pit stop, thinking too much about the strategy, not about driving the car. And once Marcelo pit, I figured I'm racing him, so I'll go after him. And then, yeah, the tyres hung on all right for the second stint. The first half of the stint was shocking. I was wondering, why has the car gotten worse? But ultimately, it came good, and we managed to get that position in the end. Hopefully, I was a little late to get the move done a bit earlier and get to Ben, but can't have what you want all the time.
Yeah, well, mate, your tyres must have hung in there because your fastest lap of the race, lap 19 at 2:03.750. That's 10 laps after you pitted. So, yeah, your tyres did look like they hung in there tough. So, did you make any adjustments at all at the pit stop at all with your tyre pressures, or you just kept it as it was?
I just kept it as it was, and usually, I did the Saturday race, and I found that the tyres weren't as great in the second stint, so I was expecting them to drop off, but the fact it was really bad at the start and great at the end was like, all right, this is confusing. It's the opposite of the other day.
And the teammate seems to be running really well at the moment. SSR got a couple of additions on board. Dave Moore, I think Jake Maloney, tell me if I'm wrong, but these guys hopefully going to be adding to your team as well.
Yeah, I'll just leave this one on the bud. We're actually Daco Motorsports. SSR's an entire
sorry.
team.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'll be honest with you. Your skin didn't come through the entire race for you. So Daco running really well. You got Jake Maloney on board. I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, we grabbed Jake Maloney a couple of rounds back for Premier Series. So he multi-21 bringing him across once they had a little spat there. So yeah, car's running good. We're doing good in Premier Series as well. And last night backing up tonight, good result.
I do apologise to Daco. Humbly apologise. Long day. Mate, on to Oran Park next week. What's your thoughts there?
Should be a good race. I think it's a sprint round next week, so a nice 40 minutes around that wonderful joint. Should be good.
Right. Again, I apologise, mate. Well, good job tonight, Sammy. 5th position. Got the job on Marcelo Rivera done the last lap, mate, so good time to do it. Mate, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, shout out to Daco. Been with us for a while now, and they've actually just acknowledge some of our iRacing stuff on their main page. That's nice to see. And also GTI Brake Springs to just come on board as well. So thanks to them for support.
Yeah,
Yep,
great
excellent.
drive, Sammy. Great name, great drive.
Yeah, well done to Sammy Sutton there. Apologies to SSR and to Dayco. 5th position tonight in round 6 of the official V8 iRacing Supercar Championship. We've got Bo Cubis coming 3rd tonight for STC Motorsports. It's always great to have Bo with us. Had a good chunk of, actually pretty much the entire last season off and a fair chunk of this season as well. Bo, welcome to the broadcast, mate. Ever improving, 3rd place tonight here at Sebring. What's your thoughts on that race?
G'day guys. What a tough race. It's been a while since I've had a race hit out like that. You know, running up the front with these guys is, it's just too hard. It's not like it's not, it's just, it takes a little bit, so much extra bloody effort. I'd just rather run mid-pack sometimes and just have a bit more fun.
You're probably getting old now, mate, now that you're cracking, at 28, 29 years old, I can't remember, but mate, pitted early, lap 7, I think it was, I think it was the first to pit there. Mate, what was the strategy behind that, to try and undercut Ian, or were you having issues?
Issues, and I was sort of trying to help Ethan a bit, because obviously he was way quicker than me, and I loaded up, I was a bit experimental with the tyre pressures going into that, and I wasn't getting a good feeling from the car at all, so I wanted to get off them tyres and onto something we knew a bit better straight away.
Yeah, I heard a bit of chatter there, Bo. You were having some grip issues in that first run, eh? Was that due to tyre pressures?
Yeah, I think I run too much tyre pressure, but it might have just been me sitting there running with Ian and Ethan, 2 really fast guys, and me just sort of being a little bit out of my depth at the moment. And, like, if you're losing that 10th or 2/10 a lap, you sort of naturally feel like you're losing grip. It might have been a little bit of that too.
Well, don't sell yourself too short there, Bo. You did come 3rd in what was a strong field and made some good lap times, 2:03.2 on lap 8. But you're the one who had to work harder than anyone else to keep those tyres in a good nick under you. You went the longest there. Mate, your lap times were consistent looking at them now. Your slowest lap, 5.4, but I think that was, actually I'm positive that was lap 11 where you let Ethan through. So, mate, good lap times. And you, as I say in the broadcast, you get stronger and stronger every week. And you've got some good tracks that I think that you like coming up in front of you. I don't know whether you've done Monza yet, but certainly Oran Park next week. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a good, fun track, but it's one of those tracks I think you need to do a lot of laps to dial yourself in, and with a bit of hot weather, it can be a little bit frustrating, that track.
Well, hopefully, mate, you'll bring your go-kart next week and have a bit more fun in them than what you might in the V8. But, mate, congratulations tonight, mate. You seem to have settled into STC Motorsports really well. A good, strong team. Anyone you want to give a shout-out to at all?
I just want to thank the team, the sponsors, simpit.com, and all the competitors. Yeah, everyone that turns up on the Monday night and races, and you guys that offer your time to run the show. It's just, I thank you all.
Oh, no, we don't offer our time, Bo. The agreement was that if you ever got a podium this year, that Sammy Compton will put his hand in his pocket and pass it around. So no one's happier than the commentary booth that Bo Cubis has got himself a podium position. So, but thank you for that, Bo. Look forward to seeing you next week. I'm not going to give you a chance to answer there, Sammy. Bo's leaving us. So, yeah, good job there.
Expensive day.
By Bo Cubis. We've got Ian Ford with us now, the Evolution Racing Australia Dermot of Innovations car, 2nd place tonight. Ian, welcome to the broadcast from pole position again. Mate, it seems to be pressing the replay button a bit. You got a great start tonight, opportunities were there. And mate, you were strong throughout the race on a track that I know you don't like.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was an absolute good performance in quality. Definitely thanks to all my teammates and everyone that, piled in front of me to try and get me up there and give me the chance to win the race and everything. And, it was just one of those races. I gave it everything I had, but the weather was a bit off. It was extremely hot track temp, so getting traction, getting turn, keeping the car in a straight line was very difficult tonight. And the Demidov Holden just didn't quite have enough pace on fresher tyres compared to Ethan, and that's all it really came down to. Once he got by, I managed to sit with him for a little bit, and then had to really make sure that I actually had tyres at the end just in case they burned out because of the early pit stop. And I held off, managed to stay in front of Bob, and that's an absolutely great performance. Still second in the championship, second highest points of the week. Going into next week, looking bloody happy.
Speaking of the end of the race, Ian, how were you on fuel there, mate? Did you have enough? Did you have to save anything, or?
If the race went another lap, I would have been perfectly clear.
So in other words, you nailed it, mate. No, great job, mate. Another great race by you, and yeah, keep them coming, and you'll be right there at the end of the championship.
Yeah, thanks. That's definitely the plan heading into the final couple of races. There's only about one bad track that I think is left in the series, and that's Montreal. No one likes jumping over the curbs and getting slowdowns, so I'll put maximum effort into next week, and hopefully I can do what I did at Alton Park and just plant the car on pole and just hold it for the rest of the race, because as I showed tonight, I actually got a good start and had no one really around me for a couple of laps, so it was quite nice out there.
And mate, I know you're saying you struggled with the setup and all that, but as a team perspective, mate, 4 cars in the top 10, 5 cars in the top 12, so it's not that shabby, mate. So I think overall a pretty good job by the team. Oran Park next week, mate. What are your thoughts there?
Oh, fantastic track. It's good for all low-speed corners, precision driving. It'll definitely be a driver's track, and it'll definitely show if all the top drivers turn out, and hopefully we won't have any mobile chicanes this week. But I'll be happy just to drive Oran Park again. Bloody great track. And with the setup, I don't know if it was maybe we tried a bit high, too high of tire pressure, or maybe something just wasn't quite clicking in the dampers or anything like that. Just it was all high speed, whatever it is, high grip corners were just not being, the car wasn't just rotating properly. So we'll look into that. It's a new week next week. Hopefully great racing to come.
Well, like I said, mate, you couldn't be too far off, just a 3.3 seconds off, mate. So good job for tonight, and congratulations for last night also with the Premier Series. So you've got certainly a full workload, mate, but on to Oran Park next week, mate, so I wish you the best of luck for that.
Thank you.
Ian Ford there, round 6, coming in second place again behind this man, Ethan Griggault. Ethan Griggault, before I ask you any other questions, mate, what colour's your underwear?
Relatively brown.
Oh.
I would think so, Ethan, because couldn't help but notice one of the early laps when was it Bogart was able to get back past you, or Smith got past you, where out on the exit of turn 1 there, mate, your car was certainly looking a bit snaky, and that car could have ended up anywhere. A fantastic save by you onto the race win. Short on fuel from what I understand. So, mate, you earned it tonight. You were behind. You had a bit of help with your teammates. That's what it's all about. That's why you're in a team. But tell us about the rest of your race.
Yeah, thanks. The weather conditions caught me completely off guard. Pretty much there was no rear grip out there, and I'd lost all sense of throttle control since I just got off playing 2 hours of game stock car in their V8, which is radically different to what we have here. So, but yeah, But Bo said he wouldn't hold me up if I had faster pace, and I just slipped down the inside, ran a little wide, too much throttle, just dipped it on the onto the dirt, and next minute I'm sideways facing towards the wall, and I'm just shuffling the wheel, trying to keep it off the wall as best as I could, and I managed to get back on track safely just behind Ben, and yeah, you know what happens from there.
Now, a question everyone's talking about, Ethan, is your fuel, mate. How much fuel were you short to start with, and how much?
I came across the line with 0.1, so just as I was coming up the main straight, it started spluttering on me, which if I didn't save that little bit of fuel 3 laps ago for it, I would have been toast for Ian there. But yeah, I couldn't do my victory burnouts.
Unlucky, mate. When did you realise that you were a little bit short?
With about 5 laps to go, my spotter called out to me saying, it looks like we're going to have to make a fuel stop. And I'm thinking, wait, what? I swear I put enough fuel in, and no, I was short about I think 1.5 litres. So yeah, I was told that I'd be fine by my team, but I thought I'd just fuel save to make sure, and yeah, I just scraped it through. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that now.
Yeah, good job on picking that up.
Oran Park next week, Ethan. I'm not sure you've had a chance to spin many laps there at all, mate, but what's your thoughts going into next week, where you extended your championship lead again by an extra 10 points, so in an incredibly strong position now with we've got 6 rounds to go. So your thoughts on Oran Park?
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to Oran Park. It's up there on my favourites lists easily, and I reckon they should have knocked it down in real life. Such a shame. Great racetrack.
Well, mate, a really good job tonight by yourself and the team. First, third, and 7th, I think, with James McKnight. So, mate, a really good performance by yourself and the team. And yeah, onwards and upwards, mate. And hopefully the rest of the season will go as planned for yourself. So, good job.
Yep. Thanks, mate.
Great job, Ethan. Another great win, and try and wear some more colourful underwear next week, eh?
They'll end up the same colour no matter what at the end of the race there, Sammy, after that move. Doesn't matter what he wears.
Well, this has just gone downhill, hasn't it? No, great job, Ethan. Anyone you want to have a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to Demidov and RaceSpotTV for broadcasting this, and Simpit for being awesome sponsors for SDC.
Excellent,
yeah,
mate.
Good on you, mate. And like you said, if anyone out there in internet YouTube land wants to get some great deals on some computers, and especially for their sim racing equipment, don't go any further than getting on board with Demonov Innovations. Have a look at their website, because I know that they are building some really, really superior packages, wholly and solely that they're going to be for iRacing, and what they're going to bring out is going to be truly awesome. So just have a look at that and get on to them. So yeah, well done to them. Good job for yourself, Ethan. And I think that's about it for us tonight, boys.
Yeah, I think we better give a big shout out to our race director again, Hugo Luis. Did a great job again today. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, good job to Hugo, and just for you history buffs out there as well, we've talked about the B17s, but right now at Sebring Circuit, there's a bit of a history of what happens after the race. In 1985, after the race had finished, some Samaritan decided that they were going to steal the safety car. So if you see a safety car driving around out there, it could be from Sebring. So, mate, on behalf of Marty Carroll, who's had to leave us, Sammy Compton, Hugo Lewis doing a fantastic job on the cameras as usual. I'm Brett O'Brien, looking forward to catching up for round 7 of the official iRacing V8 Supercar Championships, brought to you by RaceSpotTV. And yeah, Oran Park next week should be a great race.
Can't wait, and see you there, Brenton. Thanks to all the sponsors, thanks to the viewers and all the races.